on. Did I say will of my own then? It's not like you, Neil. No, I know it's not like me at all. I'm normally 100% with it all the time, aren't I? Good morning, all. How are we? Welcome to TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Hope we're all good. It is Wednesday, the 6th of August. The sun is shining. The sun is back. We've had a couple of days of showers and wind and rain and, not the best weather in the world. Sunshine is back. It's not the warmest. Told you this. I've been saying it. August is turning into autumn. But it's all right. We'll take it. As long as it's dry, I don't care. We'll take it. As long as it's dry, we do not mind. Right, how are we all today? We're halfway through the week. Well, halfway through. We're getting towards halfway through the working week, as it were. How's your weight loss week going so far? I was not on again last night. I did a live yesterday morning. I was then back yesterday. When was I back? Yesterday morning as well with my community. We did a live called The Devil and the Angel. And that was it. That was the last live I did. Anyway, I'm back today. We've got a few lives today, but just a few lives if you are, again, in my community. So the Boss Your Weight Loss Challenge is starting in about 5 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So we've got this live now, which is social media. That's for everybody. 7:15 tonight, if you are in the community or on the one-to-one plan and you are interested in finding out a bit more about the Boss Your Weight Loss Challenge, which is starting in September, we've got a little 30-minute Zoom, say 30 minutes, fingers crossed it'll be 30 minutes, at 7:15 this evening, where I will talk all about the Boss Your Weight Loss Challenge. And if you've got any questions regarding the challenge, write them down now. Right, come and ask me in later on. Yeah. And then what else have we got? And then it's the Everything Weight Loss session at 8:00, which is our normal weekly get together where we talk about anything weight loss. Nothing is off plan. It's just a chance for anyone to come and have an anatomy about anything they want. They're not a generic session. They're not like a weight loss coaching live. They're just a chat. So you can come and talk for the whole hour about cucumbers if you want to. If no one else wants to chat and no one else is involved or anything like that, and you just want to natter to me one-to-one, come and natter to me one-to-one. That's what it's there for. So why you'd want to talk about cucumbers for an hour, I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, we're having an no. To be fair with the Everything Weight Loss session, I do chat as well. So any little bits and pieces that I might pick up from you guys, any issues you guys might have, I'll discuss that. So we've got a few topics to discuss tonight. We're going to do a little bit of self-sabotage. So I am doing a weight loss coaching live on that next week. I'm also going to talk about negativity around food. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Yeah, that's it. And a few other bits and pieces, and then whatever else anyone in the community or the one-to-one plan wants to waffle on about. Let's do top 5 on TikTok this morning. Let's see, he's in. Callum's in number 1, Paul is in at number 2, Michael's in at number 3, Jane is in at number 4, Kelly is in at number 5. You are my top 5 this morning. Thank you very much for jumping on the live. Come and saying hello. Donna, good morning. Lou, good morning. Dan, good morning. Quick 10 minutes, then back to cutting meat. Top man, Dan. What is... Dan's on my one-to-one plan. Dan is a butcher. What is the favourite meat at the moment? There's always trends in. There's trends in everything. Things could become popular. Like, years ago, it was like... Your steak cut was always rump, sirloin, fillet, wasn't it? I'm not saying that was what was available, but that was what everyone went for. And then the ribeye went massive, didn't it? Everyone started about ribeye steaks. Cheap cut of meat, full of fat, very flavourful. Butchers must have loved it when ribeyes, and restaurants, because people like ribeye was always a cheaper cut. And then, restaurants are now charging a fortune for it. What is the trend at the moment? Is there a trend? Morning, Hanson. Morning, James. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning from sunny Bournemouth. Sarah's in Bournemouth. Oh, it's sunny down there. Lovely. John's in. Morning. Need to give my head a bit of a wobble. I haven't tracked anything yet this week, and eating not great. Come on, Paula. I feel with Paula, we're slipping a little bit. Paula won't mind me discussing this. Into that kind of Christmas mode that you went into. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a little bit different now because you're still making some progress. Things are going all right, but just that and this is things can like not a tumbleweed, like a snowball. Talking of Christmas, right? Paul is one of our one-to-one clients, by the way. You get a snowball like that, you push it down a hill, and it gathers momentum, doesn't it? And what could be this big can end up being this big. Sometimes we just need to nip things in the bud a little bit. And the way Paul was talking there means she knows that she's a bit worried things might slip a bit too far. Possibly. Maybe not. Right? So, but I always talk about this. This time of year is a trickier time of year. Some people might say it's making excuses. Sometimes excuses are valid. They are. I know a lot of coaches will come on and go, stop making an excuse, stop making an excuse. A lot of excuses are invalid. They're just poor excuses, right? There are. We've got to be honest with ourselves with that. I've been there. I've done it. I've made the poor excuses, and a lot of excuses. But some excuses are valid, I talk about this all the time. I do lives on it all the time. There are certainly better and worse times to lose weight. If it is a worse time, a harder time, doesn't mean you can't lose weight. It just means it might be a little bit trickier and progress might be a little bit slower. If it's a better time, you make hay while the sun shines and you absolutely smash it to pieces, right? And you get on it and you might lose a little bit more than you would normally aim to lose, right? But I always think this time of year is a trickier time to lose weight. I find it trickier. And I also see from a lot of my clients that they find it trickier. School summer holidays, out of a routine, lots of holidays on at the moment, lots of social events on at the moment. That's kind of what summer is about. It was the same last year. It'll be the same next year. It was the same the year before that. These are trends that I've seen from working in the industry, whether I was a personal trainer. When I was a personal trainer, I might not have worked August. I'm being honest. I don't mean that. I'm not saying like that, but I used to do 35 to 40 sessions a week as a personal trainer. Right? I always booked in about 40 sessions a week, but for whatever reason, you would have people. You would have people that would, cancel every now and then, right? So I was used to booking a diary of 40 sessions a week. And just through, I've got stuck at work, my kids are, but you'd always get the odd cancellation, right? So I used to do 35 to 40 a week. August, I'd do about 20, 25 maybe. Possibly a bit different now with COVID and people more flexible with working and this, that, and the other. But yeah, August time. And I always used to go on holiday in August when I was only a personal trainer in three. Well, as I say, out of the gym, I was only a personal trainer for 2 August. And I went on holiday August 19 because August 18, I was literally like, where is everyone? What's going on? Like, it's August, it's summer, people are going on holiday. So that sort of, and the trend with personal training. So I was a personal trainer for half of 2018, 2019, 2020. That was a bit up in the air because of COVID. 2021 and 2022. So I was a personal trainer. Now, my personal training in 2022 was fairly quiet. I was doing this more, but I was still a PT. And I saw the same trends week in, year out. January, busy. September, the busiest. Everyone thinks January will be the busiest time. January is the busiest time for gyms, right? For personal training, it was never that busy. I think a lot of people a lot of people where am I going? Oh yeah, so January, a lot of people, financial restrictions in January because Christmas has been expensive. Also in January, a lot of people are quite self-motivated. So the need for a personal trainer, everyone would think January was just ran for personal training. Very busy with my current clients, and sometimes my current clients were like, yeah, stick as an extra session in a week. But September for new client signups was always number one. And that's very, very similar for the online game. Really, really busy in September. Hence why I've got deals on at the moment, because August is quiet. So if you want to come on my one-to-one plan, you have got 3 weeks today, they're ending. Right? The deals are done. Half price sign up to my monthly sign up. And yearly sign up, 20% off. So you can get 12 months, one-to-one weight loss coaching. Sign up, no direct debits, no other payments. You're covered for a full year support from me for 260 quid, one-off payment. Get at it. Get it booked in. He's cheap as chips, right? If you just want, you don't have £260, that's fine. But you still want help, it's 15 quid to sign up. Chuck your 15 quid in, we'll get you signed up, we'll get you started on plan. There is a monthly subscription, it's $29.99 a month, which does start the day you start on plan, which is now a week on Monday. So I'm fully booked for this Monday. A week on Monday, we can get you on. This is the 18th of September. But if you let me know, and you might be like, is there any chance my direct debit can start at the end of August, or let me know, I'll sort it. Right, it's fine. Officially, it's meant to start beginning on plan. Right. So there we go. So yeah, come get signed up if you want to get on, because in September, like I say, I'm always busy, and I've got the challenge started, so I'm not bothered about load. But I'm always just naturally busy. People come back from summer holidays, kids go back to school, back into that normal routine. Christmas is in 3 months. Bang. And the trends from personal training and the trends from online weight loss coaching for sign-ups and going quite peaks and troughs are very, very similar. Very, very similar. Right, let me scan up. Morning, everyone. You're blending into your background. I thought that when I sat down. I was like, yes, I have got a bit of a purple t-shirt on and a purple white writing and a purple background. Yes, I did think that before when I first put my camera on. Briskets, it's on offer. Also, fillet went from £50 quid a kilo to 36. Someone was like, I posted a few meats at Aldi, I do, and someone always comes on, use your local butchers. I do use my local butchers, but and I do post about my local butchers, but a lot of my advice is for the country. A lot of my advice is for not just in my local area. So obviously supermarkets are available everywhere. And some guy was like, Aldi isn't cheap, and I was like, well, it is compared to my local butchers. And he was like, and I was like, my local butcher's is 50 quid a kilo for a fillet steak. And he was like, that's ridiculous. Mine's an award-winning butcher's in thingy this, that, and the other, and it's £25 a kilo. I'm like, look, I'm sorry. It might be an award-winning butcher's. You can make up awards left, right, and centre. If you're paying £25 a kilo for fillet steak, unless you're buying it in masses of bulk, like, what's the quality going to be like? 36 quid is a really good price. Brisket is, I think a lot of people at the moment, there's a lot of like these Ninja, like I've got the Ninja pizza oven, which is also a smoker. And you see a lot of these barbecue places now, especially places like Hickory. So I think brisket is definitely, and it's a cheap cut of meat. I bet it's got more, meat just goes more expensive the more popular it is. Brisket used to be cheap as chips. I bet it's a lot more expensive than it used to be. Morning, Gavin. My first check-in on Friday. Looking forward to it. Brilliant, mate. Looking forward to seeing what you've achieved over the last 2 weeks. Obviously, it's early days. Gavin's only been with me for a couple of weeks. He's been officially on plan since a week last Monday. So first check-in is 11 days. After that, it's every 2 weeks. Friday is check-in day for my clients. That does not signify the start of a week. It does not signify the end of a week. I do not recommend that you start your food diary on a Saturday or end it on a Friday. You can do if you want to, and if that works for you, that's fine. You've got to find your own way a little bit. But a lot of people are like, why do I not recommend that the end of your week is Friday, check-in day, or the start of your week is Friday? Because generally, especially the way I coach, Saturday, Sunday is a higher calorie day. So if Friday is the start of your week or Saturday is the start of your week, you are going to be eating a lot of calories on credit. And we don't want to eat on credit, really. Again, this is just my recommendation. This is just what I've seen from years and years and years of coaching. It's just, from my own experience, I always compare calories and money. If you overspend both of those things, you're going to end up in trouble, right? And if you're someone that's like, right, I've got 14,000 calories a week, right, which is 2,000 calories a day, but I have 3,000 calories Saturday, 3,000 calories Sunday, and then I've got 4,000 or 5,000 for the rest, and then I've got 8,000 for the rest of the week. You're buying those calories on a credit card, and then you're chasing your tail. You have then got to be very specific with what you stick to. that outside pressure can be a bit too much. And if you don't quite stick to it, you feel like you're failing. Whereas if your week starts on a Monday, we find it a lot easier to control calories Monday to Friday when we're in our 9 to 5 routine. I certainly do. And again, I can't just be anecdotal. I can't just say because it works for me, it works for you. But it's what I've coached my clients to do. And the majority of my clients take it on board and it works for them. Right. So, and basically, nothing is set in stone. I try and keep my plan and my weight loss, which is very, very new to a lot of people because we've always been in very restrictive diets, 15 sins a day, can't eat carbs, can't eat after this. No, I try and, initiate as much freedom and flexibility with eating as possible within the boundaries that's still going to give us weight loss results. Right? That's my coaching style. So your calories are average calories, 2,000 a day, it's 2,000 a day. Your diary should represent 2,000 a day. What you should have in your head is certain days I'm going to eat less, and from eating less, I'm banking some calories, right? And whatever I manage to bank is what I take into the weekend. If you're eating 2,000 calories a day, I recommend banking 10 to 15% of your daily average. So you'd be at around 1,700, 1,750 up to 1,800. So it's only between 1,700 and 1,800. Some days, though, you might have 1,850. Some days you might have 1,650. Some weeks you might have a bit of a hungrier week and you might have 1,900 every day. That's fine. Whatever you take into the weekend is what you've banked during the week. Some weeks you'll take 500 in. Some weeks you'll take 2,000 in. Nothing's set in stone. And then you've just got to make your weekends work for you. Your weekends are always going to be higher days or always going to feel like higher days every day because you will always have your daily average. So let's say your daily average is 2,000 calories a day, right? And you eat 1,800 a day Monday to Friday. You are always going to have your daily average Saturday, Sunday, which is 2,000. So if you stuck to 1,800 calories a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, having 2,000 Saturday, it's going to feel like a bit more. And if you've done that during the week, you've got an extra 1,000. So you can actually have 2,500 Saturday, 2,500 Sunday. And that gives you some flexibility and freedom to enjoy life, to have a takeaway with the family, to go out for a bit of tea. I'm not saying you have to use those calories. Some weeks you might have nothing on and you might not be bothered. And then some weeks you might just end up in a bit of a bigger deficit. But most weeks we want a little bit of flexibility and freedom here and there, right? Like I say, some weeks you might eat 1,900 a day on average. And you get to the weekend and you've banked 500. It might be a little bit low, but you've still got 2,250 Saturday, 2,250 Sunday, or 2,500 Saturday, 2,000 Sunday. You can move them around as you want to. There's still a little bit more. If you're on 2,000 calories a day, like I say, and your start of the week starts after check-in day, right? It's a bit of a Slimming World mentality sort of thing. And you'll end up chasing your tail. It's not a case of, right, I've saved up this much and, I'm going shopping at the weekend and I've saved up for a month. If you save up 200 quid to go shopping, you save up 400 quid, it's what you've got. If you go shopping and blow 400 quid, 500 quid on your credit card and you've got 3 weeks to pay it back, it's extra pressure that you're putting yourself under and you've spent money that you might not potentially have, right? And next thing, you don't pay your credit card off. So next thing, you pay 30% interest on that credit card. Then that mounts up, right? So that is just the way to look at it. So that's just my advice, right? So never try and chase it. Always try and make a good head start. It's much nicer going shopping when you've got the cash in the bank to spend than racking it on a credit card and then going, I'm going to have to pay this back at some point. You will enjoy your trainers, your tops. You'll enjoy everything more if you buy it outright. It's the same as getting a birthday present, right? You get given any birthday present. It's lovely when you've not paid for it. You appreciate it more, right? Now, it's like at Christmas. Me and Rachel give each other a thing. I might buy her X amount of presents, she might buy me, but we always have a set budget. And technically I bought my own presents because we always have the same budget, right? But I've saved up for it, I've paid for it, they're all paid for by Christmas Day. So when she gives me the presents, although I've spent the same on her as here, I appreciate more because it feels like a free gift, as it were. Does that kind of make sense? No, nearly doesn't. But yeah, if you go shopping on Saturday and you've saved up and you've worked on it, and you've got that money, right, and you go and buy you're going to enjoy those trainers a lot more. Whereas if you're like you're out on Saturday, you're a bit skint, and you just go and buy a pair of trainers on a credit card. Yeah, you might love your new pair of trainers, but will you enjoy them as much? And like I say, that's why I like to compare food and money. Does that make sense? Justin paid in full for the challenge, so it's done. Mr. Dan Baxter is in. Let's see where we're at. Let's get Dan booked in and see what's going on. I did check the times this morning. Dan is in. Dan is in. He's in. Right, let me put you in, Mr. Dan Baxter. You are number 17. So we've had 17 people sign up to the challenge so far. This challenge always tends to be a bit busier than the beginning of the year challenge. Dan, you are booked in and you've paid in full, so you don't owe me any pennies. By the way, guys, if you've paid a deposit, don't worry about that. I'll sort the deposit out further down the line. I'll message you and just ask when you want to pay your deposit. Dan signed up. Second payment date not applicable because you've paid in full. Lovely, mate. You're all booked in. 17 of you signed up to the challenge. You have got until, to be honest with you, I had someone message me the other day, said, what's the time limits for signing up to the challenge? I was just like, to be honest with you, you've got until the day it starts, right? If you're on plan, you've got not until the day it starts, but really like the Friday the 12th of September, whether you start on the 15th, you start on the 22nd, I'll be sending everyone's challenge out on Friday. I might do it the Thursday because Friday's check-in day, so it can be a bit busy. So it might be the 11th. You've got till then to sign up, really, and I'll create a challenge for you and get it over to you ready to start either on the 15th or the 22nd. If you are new, so if you're signing up to plan to join the challenge, 27th of August is really going to be cut off. The end of August, the deal. Make most of the deal. Because if you sign up in September, for the monthly, it's 30 quid to sign up. So you might as well sign up for 15 quid on the deal, and that 15 quid will go towards your challenge sign up, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Summer holes are hard, trying to find routine where there isn't one. Yeah, it is. And do you know what? I always say this. If you're really, really struggling over the summer holidays, just work on maintaining. Yes, it might, it might, you know, it might put a bit of a pause button, as it were, on your journey. It might, if you've got a target of it in such and such by October. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're better off maintaining than gaining. And really, whether like whatever's going on out of routine, there's no excuse to gain consistently. We're always going to get the odd bumps and fluctuations and this, that, and the other. But, we should never, what we're trying to work on with our weight loss journey is to never overeat. And if you consistently gain over weeks and weeks and weeks, it's because you're consistently overeating. Gaining on a 1 week all inclusive, fine. Gaining on a weekend away, fine. Gaining on a holiday, any type of holiday, fine. Having the odd week where things just haven't gone right and you might gain a little bit back, fine. It's that consistency that we don't want. Yeah. Gavin, how is the winner of the competition decided? So basically with the challenge, I'm going to talk about this at 7:15 tonight. So you guys, if you come on the Zoom at 7:15, but basically with the challenge, you get given targets to hit each check-in. They're very similar to what I want you to hit on plan, right? There's nothing out of the ordinary, but you've just got that extra motivation to do it because you're taking part of the challenge. There's also certain boundaries, and then depending on how well you hit your targets, depends on how many points you get, right? So I might jig it around a little bit this year. I don't know. I'm looking at a couple of different things, but previously there has been 12 points per check-in on offer, right? And that's based on you sending me all the information that's required, and then also how well you do each check-in with hitting your calories and hitting your steps, and then you get 12 points. And then at the end of the challenge, there are 28 bonus points. So over the 12 weeks, you can score 100 points, and whoever has the most points wins the challenge. That's it. It is not about who loses the most weight, right? It is not. Now, if there is a draw at the end of the challenge, sometimes I look at how I've decided the thing overall is who has lost percentage of body weight, right? So it'd be unfair to go who's lost the most weight, right? So someone that's 400 pounds in 12 weeks could lose 25 pounds. Someone that's 12 stone in 12 weeks might lose 10, right? Because the lighter we are, the trickier it is, the less margin of error it is. But if someone's 150 pounds and they lose 10 pounds, they've lost 8% of their body weight. If someone's 300 pounds, they'd have to lose 25 pounds, right? So it kind of, it's all relative. So I have done that so it's not about who loses the most, it's percentage of body weight, right? Which is the way I split things up. Now, as I've said, it's not a weight loss rate. It's not who can lose the most weight. So you might be like, well, if people are going to do that, then people are going to crash diet. If you crash diet and eat a ridiculously low amount of calories, you're not going to win the competition because you'll get penalised for that. Weight loss should always be done healthily and sustainably. The very first challenge I did, I had a guy that signed up just to do the challenge, and he thought it was like the Biggest Loser. And every week he was 15 stone. He had a decent amount of movement. He was 15 stone. He had a decent amount of movement. And he should have been eating 2,200 calories a day. He didn't eat more than 1,600 a day. And he lost a lot of weight during the challenge. And every check-in, I penalised him for it. I was like, you should not be eating 1,600 calories a day. You're 15 stone, you're 40, you do 12 to 15,000 steps a day. You go to the gym 3 days a week. Why are you eating 1,600 calories? You certainly haven't been doing that previous to working with me because you're 15 stone, right? The challenge is not, and he couldn't see beyond that. And I think he still thought, he's saying that, but if I've lost loads of weight, I'm going to win it. And in the end, and he didn't. He come like 7th or 8th or something like that. He lost a good amount of weight, but I penalised him for it, because he was well under his calories. His movement was always good. He always got top marks movement. He always sent all his data in, but he was well under his calories. So he lost a point each time under his calories. And he didn't get top bonus points. So overall, he lost about 15% of his body weight over the course of the challenge, but he didn't even get considered because he didn't get anywhere near the top because of the way he did things. I will never, ever, ever compromise my morals, even for a competition. So, I say this in the challenge details. It's not about who loses the most weight. It's not about who can tread the most tarmac. It is simply about hitting the targets I set you to the best of your ability, right? That's it. Yeah. So, and it's when I first did the challenge in 2023, it was something I was always very concerned about, was people crash dieting, thinking it was, who can lose the most weight. Oh, but it's not. It's mainly based around steps and calories. Anyone that's done the challenge will tell you. Anyway, and you can ask in the group. If you're in the WhatsApp groups and people have done the challenge, they'll tell you it's good. Doesn't matter who you are, right? Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you've got going on. It's decent. It's a good thing. Kevin Petty, colder weather means broth, chili stew. Love it. Much easier to get a load of veggies in you with lots of protein. 100%. 100%. I've got my turkey and chicken mixed bean chili out today and I'm having it for lunch. There is a correction in the video. I thought I'd worked everything out, right? I'd worked everything out. There was 2.5 kilograms of stuff in the pot. So it's a one pot dish, right? 2.5 kilograms of stuff in the pot, right? Beans, chicken, turkey, veggies, stock, everything. 2.5 kilograms. So I'm dishing it up and I'm going, so I've made 5 portions, right? You can make the portions however much you want to, right? I was like, 5 portions is decent. 2.5 kilogram divided by 5 is 500 grams per portion. So I've measured out, in the video, I've measured out 500 grams. This is your portion, it's 400. I didn't take into account evaporation, right? So I leave the chili to cook for an hour, and obviously it thickens up, and by something thickening up, it cooks fluids off, doesn't it? So I'll put a note in the description, and I'll put a note in the video. The portion is 400 grams, not 500. All right, you can have a 500 gram portion, right? And what I'm going to put in the description is I will put the total calories that are in the one pot, right, which is about 2,000, I think. Right, it's about 2,000. So if you have it as 4 portions, it's 500 calories a portion. If you have it as 5 portions, it's 400 calories a portion. If you have it as 6, so on and so forth. Right. So I'm actually gonna create a link. Right. So I always put if you follow any of my recipes on YouTube, I put the link in to track it on NutriCheck. I'm going to put 2 links in. I'm going to put a link in which will be for 5 portions, right? I'm also going to put a link in which will just be 1 serving, which will show 2,000 calories. You can then, when you save it into your NutriCheck, you can then edit it for what portion size you want to make it. Does that make sense? So it will be, if you follow my instructions, you'll have 2 kilos of food. So it's up to you how you divide it up. 4 or 5 is easy because it's either 4 or 500 grams. If you decide to divide it into 6, it's going to be 333 grams. If you decide to divide it into 3, it's going to be 666.66. Complicated. Have it as 5 portions at 400 calories a portion. Have it as 4 portions at, have it as 5 portions at 400 calories a portion, or have it as 5 portions at, does that make sense? No, Neil. You'll see when you see the video, right? But it is a great dish. And why I made it now is, yeah, it is that time of year, isn't it? I had it yesterday. So I had 500 grams yesterday, which was 500 calories. Today, and I've portioned it up wrong for myself, which I'm going to change. I am going to change. I'm going to take 100 calories. I've literally done 3 meal preps of 500. I'm going to take 100 out of each one. I might even I'm going to take 100 out of each one because I've added rice to it. You can actually eat it. Yesterday I just had it. It's based like a chicken, turkey and bean stew. It's delicious, honestly, right? It's one of my OG recipes. But you could have it with rice. You could have it with a few Doritos. You could have it with some crispy tacos. You can have it with whatever you want. You can have it with whatever you want. You can even put it in a burrito. If you wanted to divide it into and have it as a burrito with rice in a wrap, you can do what you want with it. It's really, really good. How much is the challenge, please? It's 50 quid to sign up to the challenge. If you want to sign up to the challenge and the one-to-one plan because you've not been on, I'll put it in now. There is a link on my website. If you go to my website, have I still got the challenge in here? Yeah, Boss Your Weight Loss Challenge, September 2025, coming soon. Let me put that in there because I've got a deal on at the moment. It'll be 65 quid. So if you're brand new and you've never done the one-to-one plan before, it will be, you can sign up for £65. That'll sign up to the one-to-one plan, 15 quid, and pay your entry fee to the challenge, 50 quid. It's then $29.99 per month. Now, if you sign up to the challenge through the website, right, you will pay $29.99, and you wanted to compete in the challenge, you're going to pay $29.99 in August, September, October, November, right? Yeah, and that'll cover you till the end of December because you need to be fully on plan to take part of the challenge. Anyway, I've done that now. So if you do want to save up, if you're brand new to plan, you're just like, yeah, I fancy a bit of a challenge running up to Christmas, bit of weight, one-to-one weight loss coaching, bit of a challenge, and the chance to win 500 quid because that's 50 quid to enter the challenge, and the winner gets £500, right? And you'd like on the 12th of December, someone that enters the challenge will get £500 tax-free paid into their bank account. Second place gets 150 quid. Third place gets 100. So even if you come in the top 3, you double your money, right? So it's just an extra little incentive, yeah? And people that have done the challenge so far have really enjoyed it. Like this is the 5th one that we've done. And it has been very, 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 very beneficial. There's been some great results come through on the challenge. There really has. I've just sent an invitation. Please ignore it. I've done it by accident. When's this going on YouTube, the recipe? Today, John. It will be on today. I've edited it. It's ready. It's sat in my phone. I just need to put those edits in because I got the portions wrong. I'll put those in. So it'll be on at 5 p.m. today, mate. I'll get it uploaded this afternoon, so it'll be good to go with the old turkey chili. Brilliant. If you bought one of them, this is the perfect recipe. If you bought one of them heater lunch boxes for your cab or your car, if you work in a taxi or you're a truck driver or a farmer or anything like that, You know them lunch boxes that you can plug in and they warm your food up. Perfect recipe for that. One pot, sorted. It literally, if you have it as 5 portions at 400 calories a portion, it's about 45 grams of protein and 13 grams of fiber. So a lot of beans in there. Got serious beanage going on in this chili. Yeah. I done a deposit yesterday. How do I pay the other bit? Kelly, don't worry about it. As long as you paid the deposit and signed up, another few weeks, I'll message. Once I've got everyone, once I pretty much know everyone's signed up, I'll just message you and say, when do you want to pay your other 25 quid? You can pay it at the end of August, you can pay it straight away, you can pay it at the end of September, whatever. I'm not bothered. Especially if you've been on plan with me for a while. I know you're good for it. And I can just charge it to your current direct debit that you've got going out, or I can send a payment link. Yeah, March's challenge. Some people paid the balance in May because I just forgot to message him. I'm not too. Don't get wrong. I want you to pay it, and you will pay it. But yeah, as long as you pay the deposit, and I know you're in it, that means I'll book you in and get you all going. You know, on weight loss, can it be normal to weigh more than we did on check-in day a week after? 100%. Yeah, absolutely, you can. But like I say, there's so much. So many things can cause random fluctuations in the body. Let's say last Friday you weighed 200, you weighed 200 pounds, right? And then this week you've been a bit rubbish with your hydration. You've eaten a few more carbs and salt than you would do normally. You're in a 3,500 calorie deficit. You'll still lose a pound of body fat, but you could gain 3 pounds of water retention. So if a week after your previous check-in, you are a pound lighter in body fat because you've been in a 3,500 calorie deficit, but you've gained 3 pounds of water retention through lack of hydration and an increase of salt and carbs in your diet, you'll be 2 pounds heavier on the scales. Doesn't mean you're 2 pounds fatter. And this is why every time we stand on the scales, we have to think these scales are measuring my current weight. They are not measuring my current fat. Now, if you consistently lose weight over time, right, you consistently see the scales go down over time. You are predominantly losing body fat. You don't just keep losing water retention because you'd be dead if you did that, right? The body, water retention, food weight, water weight will fluctuate and sit at a bit of an average if you're consistent with what you're doing over time. But some days it'll be a little bit more, some days it'll be a little bit less. Some weeks it'll be a little bit more, some days it'll be a little bit less. The only thing that consistently lowers the scales over time, over weeks and weeks and months and months and months, is the loss of body fat. Likewise, the only thing that increases the scales over weeks and weeks and months is the gain of body fat. So if you've had 6 losses in a row and then you get on the scales and you've maintained or gained, we can't assume that is body fat. You can't say I've got fatter, right? Your weight's gone up a little bit. Could be a fluctuation. Now, let's say you weigh weekly, right? And you've had 6 losses in a row, and then week 7, you see a gain. We can't assume that is body fat. Week 8, you see a maintain. Week 9, you see a gain. Week 10, you see a gain. Now, over the last 4 weeks, you've had 3 gains and 1 maintain. Now we can assume, yes, that is fat gain, and you've gone from being in a calorie deficit to being more towards a calorie surplus, right? So over 4 weeks, but still 4 weeks is quite a short period of time. We can kind of make that assumption and just, if that happened to a client of mine, if they were weighing weekly, I'd be like, right, have a look back. What's going on? Have you been on it? Are you guesstimating a little bit more? Have you been a little bit inaccurate? I put all these things out into a message when my clients check in. And, then my clients, I'll say something to them and they'll go, you can't hide anything from me. There's always a reason for it, and I'll find that reason, right? And then I'll get someone will come back and go, well, yeah, to be honest with you, I have been a little bit rubbish with tracking. All right, well, there you go, right? So that explains it. Or, I've been good with my tracking, but yeah, I've been struggling to stick to my calories. Or, yeah, my eating's not been the best over the last couple of weeks, and my tracking hasn't been. Right, okay, I love a bit of honesty. We can only fix a problem when we know there is one. So then we can work on that. The biggest trouble I have is when people are consistently gaining weight, and it does happen on my plan. I'm not, as the old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I'm not calling any of my clients a horse as a disclaimer, but people do slip for whatever reason. People do slip. I had one of my clients message me yesterday. She's been in the community a little bit. She's moved on to plan, and she's had 6 losses in a row. Great. She had a gain last check-in, and then she messaged me yesterday saying, I'm really struggling. Like, things aren't going great at all. I'm overeating. And she sent me a couple of these messages over the last couple of weeks. And I literally, like, self-sabotaging, right? I said, why? I just asked this question, why? I said, well, I'm not making the progress I should be doing. So let's think about that. If you're 6 weeks into your journey and you feel you're not making the progress you should be doing, how is your progress going to improve if you start being inaccurate with your tracking, you start eating whatever you want? You're not, right? So what's happening is you actually are making good progress. You're making really good progress. And I did a live on this kind of yesterday, Devil and Angel. The devil's coming in going, you've lost 6 in a row. You don't deserve to lose weight. You don't deserve, you've lost 14, you've lost a stone in 12 weeks. That's going to make you feel better when you put that dress on. That's going to make you feel better when you put that top. You don't deserve to look better in that dress. Someone at work's giving you a compliment. You don't deserve to have that compliment, right? This then gets in here and we go, yo, you're right, because your self-esteem's low, your self-confidence is low. And then you start doing things that aren't going to support your weight loss journey. You stop tracking. You stop being accountable. And you're doing it wrong, but you can't stop yourself doing it, right? That's self-sabotage. And that's what this client's doing. And I've just got, and I said to her, sometimes there's no easy answers to this. You need to understand what's going on, what you are doing. And she said, no, I'm self-sabotaging. I know I am. And then she come back and say, right, I'm going to prioritize fiber. I'm going to prioritize protein. I'm going to bit more planning, be a bit more accountable. Great. Again, there's no easy answers. We've worked out the issue. We've got a plan in place. You still need to put that plan into place. And that is the tricky part. I'm not saying it's not. And like I say, sometimes there's no easy answers. People always want an easy answer, or they come to me for that perfect response. I don't always have it, because the perfect response is, do you want this or not? Sometimes it can boil down to that. I've got lots of analogies. I've got lots of tips, lots of tricks. I've got a suitcase here, right, that has got every weight loss tip and trick under the sun. Right, and I will fire my arsenal out at my clients as much as I can. But sometimes it gets to a point where, you've put this shield up and my arsenal isn't enough. And then I've got to be a little bit honest and go, right, do you want this or not? Because yes, we have to take into account mental health might not be great. Yeah, we have to take into account self-sabotaging. We have to take into account circumstance, life, and all this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, there always has to be an element of want and determination in anything. The people that go to university and get first class honor degrees, right? It doesn't come luck to them, right? If someone's there and it's on graduation day and someone's getting a first in their degree and someone's there getting I'm not saying this is a bad degree by any means. I've not even got a degree in the sense of the word, so please. But if someone sat there and got a 2-2 and they're jealous of someone getting a first, don't get wrong. I know I know like cleverness, as it were, like intelligence might come down to it a little bit, but it's one of them. The person that's got the first is possibly, and yes, I know they naturally might be, I'm not trying to trigger on it here, but there is a very good chance that they've dedicated a bit more time and a bit more effort to their degree. Rachel, she won't shout at me for saying this, so please don't have a go at me. She'll admit she's not the smartest knife in the drawer. She'll say that. She'll go, I'm not the smartest knife in the drawer. She knows she's not. But she's very academic, way more than I am. In certain ways, I'm not very academic, right? But I've got quite a bit of common sense. I'm quite a logical thinker, and I soak a lot of stuff up. If if it's interesting to me. Whereas Rachel, even if something's not that interesting to her, if she needs to study something, she'll study it and she'll learn it, right? So in certain circumstances, I'm cleverer than Rachel. In certain circumstances, she's miles cleverer than me. I wish, like Rachel has said, if she had her time again, she'd like to become a lawyer. And she's actually thinking of going and studying law part-time, right? And I've said, and she said, I'm not clever enough to be a lawyer. I said, you are. I said, I'm not. She said, you are. I said, I'm not. I said, I'm not academic enough. I could not dedicate. I'd love to be a lawyer. Something I thought about doing. I said, but I'm definitely not academic enough to study the way I need to study. You are. Like, Rachel's got a degree. I think she got a first in film or something, film and directory or something like that, or maybe a 2-1. She's got a good degree, right? I've not even got a degree, right? Because she's good at stuff. So, but she will put a lot more effort in than I would. That's the difference. So sometimes, does that kind of make sense? Yeah, this, sorry, I just got an email. It's so easy for me to get one track mind, to get distracted. I've just had an email from a client. I've been waiting for him to send a consultation for me. Just sent it. Right. But yeah, so it's sometimes it is down to just one effort and determination, On weight loss, can it be I've done that one for Anis. Right, let me scan up. And refresh. Have you kept any of your old clothes to remind you how far you have come? I have actually, yeah. Just one piece of clothing. I've got it in the back somewhere. I'll go get it. Let me go get it. It's a good question. I'll have more at my mum's. I know I will have more at my mum's, but I've got one piece. Let me go and see if I can find it. This is it. This is my one piece of clothing that I have kept. It's not actually that, well, I'd say it's not actually that big. I don't know. Does it look that big? Yeah, it might do. It might do. It is from Giacomo. It is, I think, a 5XL. I think it's a 5XL. Oh, it's not. It's not a 5XL. It's a 3XL. I'm cheating myself. I'm absolutely cheating myself. It's a 3XL from Giacomo. I must have another top then. This might not be the one. I did keep a 5XL because I bought a top that I loved before I started my weight loss journey, 2013. And it was 5XL and it was too small for me. It was too small for me. Now, actually, saying this says it's a 3XL. It's absolutely covered in cobwebs. It says it's a 3XL, but it is a 58. So it's actually a big 3XL. But I did, was it this one? I can't remember. But I bought an item and I loved it. And it was way too small for me when I bought it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to keep it. And next year I'll be able to wear it. This isn't actually that big. I mean, it is reasonably big. It's certainly quite baggy for me. But this isn't the one. It must be at my mum's. At my mum's. But I said I'm going to keep it. And I'm a 48, 50-inch chest, so it's not actually that big. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to wear it next year. And the following year, it was too big for me. It was too big for me, so I never wore it. It is a jacket. I'll find it. But this is certainly one I've kept. I thought it was this one. I've never actually put it on for years and years and years. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely too big for me. Anyway, there we go. Can you still lose body fat at maintenance while lifting weights? No. Body fat's lost through calorie deficit only. I'm in my 60s trying to lose weight on Mounjaro, but weight loss has stopped. I'm in a calorie deficit. Help. It doesn't stop if you're in a calorie deficit. Now, if I look at the cobwebs and stuff on this, it doesn't stop if you're the weight loss lawyer. I could become the weight loss lawyer, Gavin, yeah. it doesn't stop if you're in a calorie deficit. Now, when you say it stopped, Giacomo 3XL are huge. Yeah, they are pretty big. They are pretty big, to be fair. I mean, I could definitely get 2 people in here. So it might have been this top. I can't actually remember. I actually like this. This is like a middle of winter like onesie. It's like a onesie. It's like a couch hoodie. I actually love this top. I have worn. I think I can't remember. It's a long time. But it's like fur lined. I feel like a wrapper in it. But yeah, this is certainly an item. It might be this top. I might have bought this and kept it. I can't absolutely remember. But anyway, there we go. When you sit back in it with the hood, your head looks tiny because it's massive, isn't it? It really is. But this is a winter. I might actually wash this and wear it in winter. You can definitely layer up in it. Anyway, there we go. Let me scan down and see what someone said there. Yeah, so if your weight loss has stopped, if it's for a week or something like that, you can't look at it. So you're in your 60s. Age is just a number. That doesn't matter. Trying to lose weight on Mounjaro, but weight loss has stopped. I'm in a calorie deficit help. If weight loss has stopped for 4 weeks or more, that's when we look at it. How long has your weight loss stopped for? All right. Anyway, let me take this off. Oh, but yeah, I'll have bigger. I think I've got a couple of 6XL t-shirts at my mum's. I might go around and have a route and see what's what. It might make good content. I flipping love that jacket. It might have been that jacket. It's a big jacket. Very snug. Not snug, but you know what I mean. Very warm. Great reminder though, sometimes helps with those hard times. 100%. I always recommend that. Oh, Blossom's gonna. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you want to come say hello? You've not come and said hello for ages. Blossom, come here. It's like, no, I'm too interested in your coat. Do you want to come say hello? Come on. What? What do you want? Come here. That's it. Come say hello. We call you Scraggles at the moment, don't we? Because you're dead long. You Scraggles. Is it Bloss? It is, isn't it? Going to eat groomers on Friday, aren't you? Hello. 2 weeks. Too early to look. Whether you're on Mounjaro or not, you are still susceptible to daily, weekly fluctuations. What are you doing? We're talking about weight loss here. You don't have that issue, do you? You're a skinny minute. You're just a skinny girl, aren't you? Good girl. Lovely dog. Thank you. Yeah, it's too soon to look at it. Whether you're on Mounjaro or not, we have daily fluctuations. You can lose body fat, gain water retention, lose body fat, gain some food weight, lose body fat. So, Ald AJ, if your weight loss stalls for 4 weeks or more, you're not in a calorie deficit. You might think you are, but you're not. And then we need to find out why. Yeah. The thing I struggle with is the thing I struggle with is why is a week, a month so long? How do you accept being patient? Flipping heck. If I can answer that one, Gavin, I would be a millionaire. This time next year, others will be millionaires. Yeah, how do you accept being patient? I think it is just something that we have to work on because we want weight loss yesterday. And why we want weight loss yesterday is rather than saying, how do we accept being patient? I think, first of all, we need to understand with weight loss why we are impatient. And the main reason why we are impatient is lack of education around how weight loss works, lack of understanding from certain diets to how weight loss works. I also think we're impatient because the more desperate you are to achieve something, the more impatient you become, right? So this is why a lot of people look for, like, you know, if people... Blossom's a fan of the... she was. She's got to sleep on it. But the more, people that have struggled with money for years and years and years, they're very vulnerable to like get rich quick schemes because they can't see a light at the end of the tunnel. So that's the reason why. And with weight loss, we've been led to believe that losing 3-4 pounds a week is the way to go. It isn't. That's just changing mindset and understanding. With weight loss, we do a lot of crazy fad diets like the ketogenic diet. With the ketogenic diet, you drop a lot of water weight alongside a lot of body fat. People that promote the ketogenic diet don't want to tell you that. They want you to think it's the magic of not eating carbs causing loads of fat loss in your body. It isn't, right? The amount of fat you lose is all dependent on the calorie deficit you put yourselves in. So there's lots and lots of reasons to why we are impatient, but we just need to, work on things. And it does take time. I say this all the time. It takes a long time to change our mindset. At the end of the day, if we compare the speed we can actually lose weight to the speed of which we gain weight, we lose weight way quick. Even if you're following my examples of losing a pound a week on average, right? We can push that a bit more, but on average, we try and lose a pound a week, right? If you gained a pound a week for 5 years, you'd be 200 pounds heavier in 5 years. Not many people gain 200 pounds in 5 years. Not many people go from 200 to 400. I'm not saying some people don't do that, but not many people overeat that much. Whereas you can go from 400 pounds to 200 pounds in 5 years quite comfortably, right? So we can lose weight a hell of a lot quicker than we actually gain weight. But yeah, the main reasons why we are impatient is just lack of education about how weight loss works. People thinking that, the first month at Slimming World, when you get your stone badge and you're like, wait, Slimmer of the Week, 2 weeks in a row, got my stone badge. Yeah, you are 14 pounds lighter, right? And that you'll feel that on your body. But you ain't lost 14 pounds of body fat, right? You might have lost 8 pounds of body fat and lost 6 pounds of water retention. But then because there's no education around that, people think that they're going to lose a stone every month. And then the second month, when everything evens out, your water retention's gone, your food weight's averaged out, and this, that, and the other, and you go to just losing body fat, right? And then you lose 6 pounds in the next month rather than 14. Even though 6 pounds is great progress, you end up disappointed because Barbara at the front of the class hasn't gone, it's great you've lost 14 pounds in a month. It really, really is. But you need to understand about the whoosh effect. And this isn't going to happen month in, month out. Barbara doesn't want to tell you that because Barbara wants to think the magic of Slimming World is why you've lost a stone in a month, Just say thank you. These 3 lives have helped me lose 5.5 stones since February. Michael, not a problem at all. And that's what I'm here for. And if anyone can lose 5.5 stone from just watching me on social media, great. If you feel that you need a little bit extra help and accountability, I'm also here. And you can come and join my one-to-one plan. You really, really can. My BMI is a healthy weight, but I want fat loss, so it takes ages. Yeah, look, it doesn't matter how much you weigh. If you put yourself in a 3,500 calorie deficit, you lose a pound of body fat. Like, it's not like, oh, I weigh 10 stone, so a 3,500 calorie deficit only loses me 1/4 pound. It doesn't work like that. But if you currently weigh 10 stone, is it harder to put yourself into a 3,500 calorie deficit in a week than someone that weighs 30 stone? Of course it is. Absolutely, because you burn a lot less calories, Thank you for that. Made me feel much better. Not a problem at all. That is why I am here. Right, I'm trying to scan through. I will need you more when at maintenance. I've signed a lot of people up this year that are towards maintenance and have signed up with me, not for weight loss, but they're coming out of their journey. A few that are on MJ coming to the end of their journey and they want to, Jed, sorry, I missed that. What are the main benefits with staying hydrated when it comes to weight loss? I'm terrible remembering to drink throughout the day. The main benefits for staying hydrated for weight loss is water is a natural appetite suppressant and water is a natural energy booster. It does not cause fat loss. It's not, I've not drunk any water, so I've not lost any body fat. It doesn't work like that. It is great for filling us up and for suppressing appetite because when we're thirsty, it can trigger hunger hormones, right? And second of all, water gives us energy. You need to move more on a day-to-day basis. To have energy, to track calories throughout the day, to control appetite throughout the day, to have self-control, to say no throughout the day, you need motivation. Motivation is derived from energy. The more tired you are, the harder it is to say no. right? The more tired you are, the harder it is to give yourself the determination to go for a walk, even to just get your phone out and track your calories, right? So if you're dehydrated, you'll get to 4 or 5 o'clock at night time and you'll be a bit like, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Do you want Chinese? Yeah, I love Chinese. Right? And I'm not saying that's just from being dehydrated. There's lots of factors that can cause that. But, and water is such a simple one to tick off. It really is. Again, let's be honest with ourselves. But it is about building a habit. Yeah. My biggest tip for water is buy a 2 litre water bottle, massive water bottle, right? 2, 3, 4 litre, whatever you want, and just take it with you everywhere you go. If you're at your desk, have it. If you're at your thingy, my water thing, right? And I know it's not great for the environment before people shout at me, but because I now work in this office, please excuse my clothes horse. I work in the office, and sometimes I'm just stuck in. I don't, if I walk to the kitchen to get water, I just have bottles of water everywhere. I've got 5 packs of that in my back storeroom there through that door there, right? And I just bring a pack out when I need it. And then every time I sit at my desk, I grab a bottle of water and just sip away it. I do also, for the environment, before again people have a go at me, I do recycle. So these will get filled with council pot today. All right. So I'm drinking tap water now. I'm not really arsed, right? I just find it easier sometimes just to have a pack of water there. Just to take away, no excuses, Right, let me scan up and then I've got to go. What to do when when they're losing weight so quickly in comparison? It's hard not to be disappointed. 100% Tina. Peer pressure of weight loss, right? You're always going to get, but just think about it. Let's think about this. You might be sat in your office at work, and Doris next to you is like, "Oh, well, I'm just doing the cabbage soup diet, right? And I've lost a stone in a month." You've been there. You've all been there. But there's a reason why you're still overweight. We've all done the crash diets. We've all done the fad diets. We've all sat in Doris's seat and said to someone else, "I've done this diet. I did Slim Fast shakes, lost loads of weight. Why do I not promote? Why am I?" And I've done Slim Fast. I've done the ketogenic diet. I've done it, right? And I lost loads of weight in a month, right? Why do I sit here now and tell people not to do the ketogenic diet? Because it all comes back on, right? So if you're sat talking with someone, it could be a family member, it could be a colleague at work, it could be someone in the school playground, and they're there going, "Oh, I've done this wonderful diet. I've drunk my own pee for a week and I've lost 17 pounds. Just sit there and go, "Yeah, I've been there. I've done stupid crash diets as well and lost ridiculous amounts of weight in short periods of time. But, I've been doing that for years. And I'm currently 2 stone heavier than when I first flipping started. So be warned." That's the answer. That's the answer. And it is hard, when you've got people there going, "I've lost this." And we are impatient. And we are this, that, and the other. But I've done the shakes. I've done the keto diets. I've lost considerable amounts of weight doing them. Gained it all back. And I just went, "No. Let's go at this slow and steady. Let's go." That's when weight loss success comes in. And eventually you'll have the top trump because you'll sit there with Doris and go, "I've done this amazing diet and I've lost that." Did you not do that last September, Doris? Did you not do that last January? And you're going, "Oh, you've only lost 6 pounds in a month and I've lost 12 pounds this month." Yeah, but you know what? You're no lighter than you were when you were boasting about that cabbage soup diet 12 months ago. And I'm 4 stone off. Happy as Larry. Change of lifestyle, change of mindset. And when you're still boasting about these fad diets in another 12 months' time and you're actually a stone heavier than you were when you first did your cabbage soup diet, I'm going to be 7 stone down or 8 stone down. This is what we've got to tell ourselves. It's very easy to get wrapped up. And again, we're vulnerable. People that are desperate to achieve something are vulnerable. People that are skin, if you're skin, right, and you've got someone there, you see it on TikTok all the time, like, Amazon FBA, right? Fulfilled by Amazon sellers. They buy flipping wash basins from China, right? And they stick it on their Amazon. And I buy these for £10. All you do is stick it on your Amazon at 20 quid. I've had 300 sales this month and they're sat in the penthouse in Dubai and like financial freedom and this, that, and the other. And next thing, John from Doncaster, who's absolutely on his arse, who's got his last £100, logs into Temu or whatever it is, spends £100 on flipping drainage boards for thingy, right? Gets them sent, signs up to an Amazon warehouse, gets them sent to an Amazon warehouse. Those 100 draining boards he's bought for £1 each with his last £100 will still be sat in that Amazon warehouse in 20 years' time, and he's having to pay a fee to store them there every year. But he's just got suckered in. If it was so easy to make money buying crap from China and selling it on Amazon, everyone would be doing it. But he's vulnerable, he's desperate. And when we're vulnerable and desperate to achieve something, we get suckered in, right? And that's the same with weight loss. But at the start of it, when we might be losing weight a bit slower than someone else, just remember, you've done all the crazy fad diets and there's a reason why you're still fat, because they don't work. But I get it. It is tough. It is tough. Yeah, I still see people all the time. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm in the gym, and I hear people, even fitness instructors and PTs at the front desk doing all these. I was listening to a guy the other day, carnivore diet, which is really popular. I'm doing the carnivore diet, this, that, and the other. He's a personal trainer. And I'm like, please tell me you are not telling your clients to do it as well, right? Are you joking? Right, they'll be pre-diabetic in 3 months from the amount of saturated fat they're going to be eating. Yeah, high levels of saturated fat in your diet cause pre-diabetes, if you know. So, and in 30 years' time, they'll have clogged arteries. No, that's just a conspiracy theory no, it's not. My mum had a heart attack 2 years ago. I spent 2 weeks in a cardiac ward, right? It's not conspiracy theory why people are in there, right? It's to do with high level. For most people, it's to do with, overconsumption of poor diets for years and years and years. Poor lifestyles, really. But you know what I mean. Anyway, there we go. Let's go. Oh, Paul is backtracking. You can post-track, right? It's not the ideal thing to do. It's not going to be the most accurate thing to do. But if you're, say, a Wednesday morning and you've not tracked and you're down in the dumps about it, go back. What have you had Monday? Try and have a think. Try and put something in your diary. Try and be as accountable as possible. If you get to tonight, 10 o'clock at night, and you're laid in bed, you're like, I've not tracked my calories today. It's not too late. Try and get it in your diary. Try and be accountable. Try and have a little look. Because you might be really down on yourself at the moment that you've overeaten. And if you try and get it in your diary, you actually might not have overeaten. Or, you might be over-restricting yourself. You can still be accountable. Ideally, pre-track. If it ain't in your app, don't put it in your trap, right? I've tracked my food today, right? I'm having my chili for my lunch. I'm not eating breakfast. I'm going to the gym now. I've had my chili for me. I'm having my chili for dinner, 700 calories. I'm actually going to take a bit out. I did say that. And I'm making the viral feta pasta for tea with chicken sausage. It's in my app. It's done. It's tracked. That's my 2 meals today. Done, right? Because I'm not eating breakfast. Will I have an afternoon snack? Will I have an evening snack? Possibly. I don't know yet. I'm not putting that in my app because I don't know. I probably won't have an afternoon snack. I probably will have an evening snack. I'm back eating those at the moment. I'm quite enjoying it. Yeah, I cut them out a bit, but I'm quite enjoying it. Just a protein bar at night time. But I'll add that in as I go. But my main meals are in my app. Done. Ready to go. Yeah? Get at it. Right, I've got to go. I'm meant to be out of here at 9:30. Right, it's now 9:45. Right, you've got an extra 15 minutes from me. My total loss is less than the 4 stone per year, but it's all adding up. Absolutely. The rate in which we lose doesn't matter. It's the consistency of sticking to the journey. Anyone on this live now, if you lose 2 stone a year, which might seem quite slow, right? But you do that for the next 4 years, you'll be 8 stone lighter. How many of you, if you were just 8 stone lighter in 4 years, would you be buzzing? Yeah, absolutely buzzing, right? Well, it doesn't matter the time we lose it over, Right, guys, it's been a pleasure always. What a live this has been. It's been very, very busy. If I've not answered your question, please, I always say this, don't take offense. It's been mega busy. I've tried to get through what I can. Guys, if you're on Planner in the community, if you're not, come join up. TikTok profile, Facebook page, YouTube page. Click on my link tree. Half price sign up to my monthly plan. 20% discount on my yearly plan. Come get signed up. Tonight, 7:15, we've got 2 Zooms. One is to do with the challenge. I'll try and cover everything in the challenge as best as I can. And then I'll save it back to the group so you can watch it back. Hopefully, I'll answer any questions you might have. And then at 8 o'clock tonight, we've got our everything weight loss session, standard session for around an hour, stay a bit longer if you want me to. 8 till 9, and we'll get that ticked off this evening. I'm back tomorrow. Going to be about 9:30, I think, tomorrow morning. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, because we're going to go to the gym and train, and then we're going to. I'm going to take Rachel to work and then come home and do a live because we've got quite a few bits and pieces going on in the house tomorrow, so I need to be here all day. And I should hopefully be back tomorrow evening about 5 o'clock, but that'll just be on TikTok. Be about 4:30 because I'm going to go pick Rachel up from work. That will just be on TikTok though because I'll be in the car. That's it. Have a great Wednesday if I don't see you. TikTok, I'll sign off to you first. Facebook, YouTube, sign off to you second.